This is Shane, Hurricane Helms, inviting you to watch Rasslin Rage. That's Rasslin, Rasslin, Rage. And if not, what's up with that?
Oh!
It's going down!
This is Rasslin Rage!
Do it now!
This is Rasslin Rage!
Scream it out loud!
This is Rasslin Rage! Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade!
It's going down!
This is Rasslin Rage!
Do it now!
This is Rasslin Rage!
Scream it out loud!
This is Rasslin Rage! Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade!
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
Hey, what is crack-a-lackin'? This is Rasslin Rage. I don't have anything open correctly because, I'm too busy doing everything else because, these guys just show up. But anyways, well, I don't know if that's what you call pretty, then we are in fucking trouble. Anyways, good evening, folks, and welcome to another episode of Rasslin Rage. Tonight, I have with me, as always, Josh Harper and Danny Beals. One makes ice cream, and the other, well, he's grumpy. So, what is going on? Try not to ask him too much and make him. I am the Dread King's, homeboy, Cody Fleming, and we would like to welcome you to the 145th. That is correct. You heard that right. 145 of Rasslin motherfucking Rage. Coming to you live from my motherfucking bedroom right now.
From the basement. I mean, the studio.
Eventually.
Closer.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I would like to start off by thanking the one that just joined the chat. We have Mr. Jeremiah Goldman in the chat, and thank you for being the personal sponsor of the best person on this show, me. That's Jeremiah Goldman and 24 Karat Lion Productions, sponsoring the Happy Harper, the 5-star flavor general, the master of the megaphone, me.
The master.
Before I go on, Chuck Stein wants to know, Cody, why you look like you're stuck in a 1980s school bench.
Well,
from there, I will say, we'd also like to thank BCWA, who you can find on Facebook or online. Online, go bcwa.com. On Facebook, go BCWA. Mr. Happy Harper, he's in here somewhere. Cody moves him around, so I never know where he's at.
I don't move him.
Sometimes.
It just depends on when he comes in.
I got to keep my eye on him. But anyway, the man makes good ice cream, okay? Go on Facebook, go to Happy Harper Ice Cream, get you some ice cream. Now, Josh was just saying, and I have to agree with him. I mean, I've only took a little sip of it because I don't drink soda. But if you're into the new Watermelon Mountain Dew, you're going to want to try some of the MIW, Michigan Independent Watermelon. Get a hold of Josh, get it done.
Oh, so good.
It's just like it.
Oh boy. So this week we decided to do a 2020 unique year in review, or the year that wasn't, or there's many ways you could say it. But we're going to talk about promotions, memorable matches, shows, the things that we're pissed about, the things we missed, the things that we're pissed that we missed. We're just going to talk about the COVID 2020 and shit that happened. So, whether it be good, whether it be bad, we're going to talk about it. We would love to hear from you in the chat and, some of the things that you loved or that happened during 2020 in the Michigan indie wrestling scene. If you're watching this live, please comment in the chat. If you're watching the replay, please comment in the comments below and then put hashtag replay and then, put in whatever your favorite things are about 2020 that happened. Do that there. Do that there. Oh, sorry. Anyways, but that's what we're doing. I hope we can see some good stuff coming up in 2021, and then we're also probably going to lead into some things that we want to see in 2021 as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Josh?
Yeah, you know, I got to say, honestly, I think this is probably one of the best ideas we've ever had on Rasslin Rage. I mean, it's going to get the fans in going. It's looking back at the year while still looking forward at the year. We're going to look forward with some hope. This is probably one of the best ideas we've ever had on Rasslin Rage. Honestly, this is huge.
Yes, Josh. Your idea was pretty good. You've been on a roll lately, okay? I'll give that to you. All right. Cody, take over for this fool starts talking again.
So we are going to talk a bit about 2021 and indie wrestling in Michigan's, 2020, 2021, all the good stuff that's went down, what didn't go down, what we missed, and all that stuff. When we come back after this.
It's time to talk about Michigan independent wrestling. Tune into the channel, check your internet connection. Cody, Danny, Josh, they're the best at breaking down the matches into each and every segment. Michigan independent wrestling. Tune into the channel, check your internet connection. Cody, Danny, Josh, they're the best at breaking down the matches into each and every segment.
And here we are back with Rasslin Rage. Of course, you know all our names, but 2020, what a year, right? We went into 2020 with wrestling, and at some point, I don't even remember because it all kind of blurred together at some point, but things got shut down, right? Wrestling stopped, came to a halt for a minute. For I don't. It was more than a minute. It was like three and a half, 4 months,
What, July?
something like that. And we didn't have any wrestling in the state of Michigan. And it was, matter of fact, we went to the very last independent wrestling event that took place before pre-COVID, right? We'll say pre-COVID, and that would be XICW Proving Ground, which, was supposed to be, wasn't it? It was what, a semifinals was supposed to take place that night, if I'm not mistaken.
We went to XI Sunday. Monday. Yeah, Monday that was when we were still recording. We came in, we recorded the show. We had to make sure we were home to beat curfew. And it was all locked down after that until like end of June or into July. It was really weird.
Hey, hello, Mike. Nice to see you. Hello, Bunk Pitch. I love that name, by the way. Hey, Dread King Logan. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. And then who else we got in here? Connor and Colton. Chuck Stein. Jeremiah Goldmain. Hello to all of you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us tonight. So what were you saying? I just wanted to make sure everybody got their shout-outs.
In one hit, I'm going to do a promotion that we went to in 2020, a promotion I know we're looking forward to going to in 2021, something that made us happy in 2020, and something that pissed us off in 2020. You ready?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
No, wait a minute.
Show's over.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Okay, because you can't put that up and put some context to it, right? Because if you just throw that out there, people can assume things, and we don't want people to assume things. So 2020 was the year of rage, and I mean, let's be honest. I'm going to put this out there, and people can say I'm talking shit or whatever, and really I'm not. If you don't think you're the best, then why are you even fucking doing it, right?
There you go.
I learned that from Briar Wellington, by the way. But straight up, this was our year, dude. We were starting to make way, and I mean we still are. Don't get me wrong, but we were welcomed in by Mike Blackwell at BCWA. We were given season passes to BCWA and allowed, not given, we were allowed to come in and set up shop and do whatever the fuck we wanted as far as recording went. We were given free reign. to do our thing. And we did. And people liked it. And then it went away. And
well, we were set up there. We were asked to come into Tri-City, sit ringside, and do the same thing there for both of their charity shows.
Yeah.
And it just was like right when we thought we were at our highest, somebody grabbed a hold of that rug and yanked it right out from underneath us.
But you know what? With all of that though, I don't think that those things have went away or are going to go away. I just think that it's just a little bit further down the road. It just wasn't ready to happen. It wasn't meant to be at that time.
Go. Well, you know what? Here's what I really believe is that through this all, we really found out who Cody is, who Dan is, and who Josh is. And I think we're going to be just, it's going to give us an opportunity to be that much better for the companies who graciously allow us to do what we do. I did a little bit of a live video thing on my personal Facebook a few days back, and I was on my way to work, I think it was, and I was talking about purpose, and I talked a little bit about ripples in the pond, right? And I think that's one of those things that Rasslin Rage and MIW and Michigan Indie Wrestling as a whole helped me find this year specifically, was to find kind of not my niche, but just help me fucking gain that confidence that I no longer give a shit what anybody thinks about me. And it's, yes, there's a certain professional level that I keep, but at that same time, like, if you ain't on board, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be a success or we're not going to be a success. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was hard, Josh. Why'd you do that to us, dude? I
had to get up. I was like, oh, I know. I
know
the big one.
That was that we only got to use that one fucking time.
They gave it to us in January. We did the February show, and then
yeah, we set up twice. The first time we kind of didn't. It was kind of like a fly by the seat of our pants because we had never done anything like that before. And and that was dude, was it 2020 when we went to House of Truth?
Yeah.
Yep.
We were
missed that one. We were supposed to
because it was a preview for what was supposed to be the first CIW show.
Right, yeah. And that, we were invited. That dude, like I said, this was our fucking year, dude. We were invited into House of Truth by Truth Martini, not by anybody else but the man that owns the fucking place, Truth Martini. And then, dude, how can you not be excited about something like that being, because it's fucking Truth Martini, dude. I mean,
right.
Dude, and it's like you were invited into a wrestling school as an outsider, right? Because truthfully, we're just fans, right? We're outsiders. We're not allowed into those places, or we technically shouldn't be in those places. But I think that we've made our mark in a way that people understand. We're not about exposing things. We're not about, we're not about trying to get over, right? We're not trying to get ourselves over, and we're putting everybody else over, man. You know what I'm saying?
We're willing to dig in and work just as hard.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want nothing handed to us. We never did.
Absolutely not, dude.
And I think all of us, I think the talent, I think us, listen, I'm going to give a shout out to them, even, Pro Wrestling Edge. We all had to, I think we all have a new appreciation for what they do, what we do. And it's became even more of a family,
Oh, yeah.
Everybody just trying to help everybody else out, because if none of us would have worked together, some of us would have made it. Some of us would have died right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be truthfully honest here and really talk about what had to have happened here. 2020 in the pandemic made people have to rethink and redo pretty much everything that they've ever done. really, because in today's society, in the world of social media and instant information, people want consistent. They want consistencies. And in order for you to keep yourself relevant, you have to keep your presence in their viewing, right? Whether it be social media, live, whatever it is, YouTube, you have to keep it coming. The moment you stop, people are going to lose interest and they're going to move. That's where we're at right now. We want that. We want that.
Yes.
And it's whether it be bred into us or whatever it may be, but that's where we're at. And had we or anybody else just kind of stopped doing things and not done other things within their social media and what have you else, they probably wouldn't be where they're at right now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it works.
Right.
If we would have stopped, we'd be dead.
Yes.
Now, Dan, you were
Absolutely.
saying earlier about how, like, we're not trying to get over solidly. I'm a fan. That's what it is. And I know at BCWA, there was the one time we stayed over, and after we were done packing up our stuff, we were helping put chairs away and stuff. And the curtains had been taken down, but I still stopped at where the curtain was. And I was handing the chairs to people. And they're like, well, I mean, just go put it on the rack. No, I'm not trained. I'm not going past this point. I know that. So, I mean, the curtain was down. No one was back there. We're putting stuff up or we're putting stuff away, but I know my place. And I think people appreciate that. We're not trying to do anything we shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. We're not buying our way in. We're not fucking, conniving, slimy sons of bitches. We're there to appreciate a show. That's what we're there for. We're there to be fucking entertained, and we know our place, man. We know our place. We know our place in the pecking order, as they shall say. There was mention of in the chat about XICW. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that XICW, and it doesn't matter. I've been going, I'm relatively still new to the scene as far as, independent wrestling is, because we've only been doing this for 3-4 years now. And XICW, by far, to me, now I have not been to every promotion in the state of Michigan, but I've been to a lot of them. And XICW is by far my favorite promotion in the state of Michigan. Hands fucking down. Passionate as you can ever be. You know what I mean? Seriously. Those guys over there and ladies over there, because there are some ladies behind the scenes there that are doing a lot of things for XICW. And we see you. We see you out there, Nicole, Jenna, we see you. All right. And any other ladies back there. But
we even had one of the ladies allow us to invade her yard for how many shows?
Right, yeah.
It's just.
Well, we're not supposed to talk about that. We're not supposed to let her know that it's her yard.
Oh, we don't know who it was.
Right, yeah, exactly. But
now the comment says, though, I love, they love XICW, but they're also talking about how amazing Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling is.
Right, that's cool, but I'm talking about XICW right now. And I was gonna say that one of the things that really I was already a huge fan of XICW, but that's when my whole health issues were going on, and there was a chance that I was gonna be bad for a while, but they helped out in a way that they were like, hey, let's do this. There was a match that was made, and they were like, hey, can we do this? And they said, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, I have a lot of respect for that shit, dude. And I always will have a lot of respect for that, for Dre, for, the Dread King Logan and XICW. They got a fan for life right here, man. Through thick and thin, for real. But yeah, I have never been to Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling, but my man Josh here has, and you went to one of their outdoor shows, correct?
Yep, I went to the drive-through show, which was the first show that was announced post-pandemic. Well, I mean, we're not really post-pandemic, but post-shutdown. The Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling drive-in show was the first show that got announced.
Right.
And
Yes, hold on. We can't forget Trish. If we forget Trish, she'll be so pissed at us, right? Thank you for reminding us.
There's no way you could ever forget Trish.
Right.
And that's totally on Cody. Cody's the one that forgot. We didn't forget.
Nope.
Me and Danny got this, right, Danny?
That's right.
Yeah.
I kept telling him, Trish.
Anyways, as you were saying about the outdoor show.
That was it was Ingenuity at a time when we needed Ingenuity.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people started doing we're going to do outside shows. We're going to start doing, you had like Horror Slam that was saying, we're just doing undisclosed locations.
Yeah.
We're just going to be somewhere.
You know, if I had the money right fucking now, bro, I'd buy a goddamn warehouse and I would fucking put a ring in that bitch and I'd get some cameras and I would start filming some fucking matches and I would create a whole online empire for indie wrestling. Just saying. Putting that out there because I don't have a ring and I don't have the money to buy a warehouse, but I'm sure there are some people out there that do. Oh. I'm just giving my ideas away now.
We might know some people that might have some rings in their garages. You know what I'm saying?
That's gone.
I'm not talking about Danny's. I was talking about Sheepy's.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. We have to find a way to haul that fucker, though, dude.
Tie it to the top of your car.
Oh, my God. That's a whole YouTube series in itself right there. The hauling of the ring or something. Well, I don't even know. That's a whole new one there,
There you
dude.
go. That's just promo right
Dread
there.
King says that he would rule that ring as well.
For sure.
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, but, if I had the money, I'd definitely fucking do that. One of the matches, one of the things that I'm most pissed about, and it wasn't COVID. It wasn't COVID. You know what I bet you can guess, was the fact that I got fucking sick and wasn't able to go to the fucking 200th event, dude. I was so fucking mad. I was more upset about that than I was almost fucking dying, dude. I would have fucking rather died. No, I take that back. I wouldn't have rather died, but I would have fucking, you know what I'm saying? I was so mad, dude. I wanted to go so bad. I was like, whatever pain I was going in, I was trying to get it to go away so I could go through. So I could actually go to the show, but it wasn't happening.
So,
Well, really though, truly, 2020 kicked you straight in your nuts.
yeah.
I mean, first COVID, the basement floods, then you get sick and miss the 300th episode. COVID was like, hey, Cody.
300, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Kicks you in the nuts, knocks you down, then kicks you in the nuts again.
I get kicked in the nuts a lot.
You guys don't know. I'm normally the one that drives those. And
now.
So we're gonna leave at let's say we're gonna leave at 3:00 to get there on time.
Which you guys are never fucking here at 3, by the way.
No, we're never.
I would like to put that out there. If I say meet at my house at 3:00, these motherfuckers are rolling in at 3:10.
Because I pick up Danny and then
At
Danny
the
goes,
earliest.
Okay, let's stop at Tim Hortons and get something. And then if I'm with my girlfriend wants to stop and get something to drink. And then we get to Cody's house and Cody's standing at the end of the driveway.
Because I'm ready to go. Time, motherfucker.
You know what? Hold on. We can't forget the wheel fell off.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about the wheel fell off.
That's Dan's
Cody's
fault.
ride.
So we pull up for the 300th show. And he's not in the driveway. And we're like, we're going to fuck with him. Oh, yes. So we're sitting here messaging. We've been sitting out here for 10 minutes. Where you at? Come on, Cody. We need to go. Honk, honk. We need to go. And then his son comes out and goes, Dad's not going. What do you mean he's not going? Yeah, he's on the couch. He can't breathe. We just called the ambulance.
Josh and I are like, should we go in and check on him? And right about the time we were like, yeah, we better go check on him. The ambulance comes in. There you go. Listen, Bunk Pitch says, me and Josh, we just run on XI time. That's all.
Right? That's all it is.
You got issue, you take it up with DBA.
Yeah.
The one time we tried to Cody shit, I mean, he had a pretty valid excuse to not be at the end of the day.
I'm just dying. Don't worry about it.
Right, you know?
I seen that text. I'm like, you dick. I'm in here fucking dying. I was like, dude, if I could get out there and whoop your ass right now, I so fucking would. I'd come out there and sock you in the mouth. Ow!
It still gets me how calm he was, though, because he just came out. He's like, yeah, Dad's not coming with you.
That's how he always is. The kid's got fucking no emotion, dude. He's like a goddamn rock.
Yeah, he's on the couch. He can't breathe. We called an ambulance.
Yeah, he's dying.
And that was that 1 week or 2 weeks after your wheel fell off?
I don't remember. My wheel fell off. We rode that bitch till the fucking wheel fell off.
We did too. Hijacker. His eyes were like,
dude. Josh was like, "Oh my!" He got real like high. Oh my god! And he's holding on like he came up and shit, like bracing for impact, like we're on a roller coaster. We're getting ready to fucking go off the track.
We literally went off the track. That's what happened.
Man, I drove that bitch like it was fucking stolen. We could have made it all the way home on that motherfucker.
Cody was like,
yeah, we good.
We're good. We'll drive it. But yeah, dude. Yeah, but XI, I do hope to get to these other promotions that we haven't got to yet that are in the state. You know,
we're talking about the DBA ice cream.
Oh my god, dude. I'm never doing that shit again.
Dude, I went back the other day. I was in a really bad mood. I mean, like, really, really bad mood. I was stressed out. And I went back and watched that episode. And by the time I was done, I had tears running down my face again, laughing.
I should go. What episode? Do you remember what episode that was?
Oh, God. I'd have to look it up again.
Look it up. Let me know, and I'll cut that out.
I think the tagline is DBA Challenge.
Okay, and I might be able to just search it, because if I do that and we can just put some shit out with that.
If you've never had the DBA ice cream, or if you've never watched someone do the DBA challenge,
you will die.
Like,
yeah, don't do it.
The person that makes a profit whenever you buy it, and I'm telling you, don't.
What? Like, what in the fuck? What the fuck went through your head when you decided, like, I'm gonna put put these goddamn peppers in there?
Hilarious. Originally, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do that for like an April Fool's flavor. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And I ordered the Carolina Reaper pepper powder, and I made the ice cream, and then
powder.
I was like,
did you say powder? It's powder.
Powder. It's powdered Carolina Reaper pepper.
So what do? Dry it and then grind it?
Dry it and crush it. Every one of those little dots is just part of the pepper.
You sick fuck.
Came up with a
you sick fuck.
That I thought would be great, and I thought I had two people that were going to try it, and they backed out. But it was two. All right, you buy two of them, and you go bite for bite. Not just eat it all at once and try it, bite for bite, until one man backs down.
I'll never do it again. It was the worst experience of my life, and I've died like 3 times now.
It is horrible. It's horrible when you're eating it.
It's horrible when it comes out.
A few hours later.
Dude, no, it burns just as much on the way in as it does on the way out.
I have never enjoyed doing this show as much as I did that night. I'm just going to put that there.
You should have did it with us, you pussy.
Hey, no. Smart. That's why I'm the brains.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm the boss, right?
Jeremiah Goldman is not human. I just like to throw he nibbles at it.
Who does?
Jeremiah Goldman will take little bites of it and go, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good." And I've watched him eat two of these now.
I was gonna say he ate the whole one and asked for another.
This is real good. You should put this on pie.
Dude, you do know he's missing a digit, right?
What?
He's missing a digit.
Like in his mind, or
no digits?
Is he?
Yeah.
Never noticed that.
Yeah, dirty bomb in Iraq.
Huh.
Yeah, bro. So if he took a dirty bomb in Iraq, I'm pretty sure that's like nothing.
Goldman?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, dude, you're the man.
Yeah.
Put all that shit aside that me and you have ever had.
It was either Iraq or Afghanistan. I can't remember. One of the
I
two.
did not know that.
He's the man. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Trying to think of what her name is now.
I don't know.
The War Girl, I think is her name.
Don't know.
Boy's girlfriend.
Oh, I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
She's another one. I said she ordered it, and I said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And people don't like it. It's too hot. A lot of people don't like it. Oh yeah, and she takes it and nibbles it and goes, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good," and then just walked away. What? This is from the devil.
He just flex on you and walks away.
All right, so listen. We have some fan choice award things going on. Three of them have already closed. The last two are still open, and I'm probably just going to close them tomorrow. But one of those is Match of the Year. Now, all the nominations came from the fans, right? So it didn't come from us. We didn't nominate anything. We voted. You can't see what we voted on if we voted. Excuse me. However, do you guys have some matches or a match that was a match that really stood out to you this year? So in the minimal amount that did happen that we went to? I'll tell you one that stands out in my mind. TJ Meyer versus Adam Wick.
That was an amazing match.
Yep.
In the beginning, because Adam comes out first, and nobody really, it didn't seem like they knew who he was, but they didn't know whether to cheer or to boo him. And then he turns it on, and they just fucking hated him, right? He just starts running his mouth to the and they're just running their mouth back to him. Now, mind you, this is Southwest Detroit. We're outside. This is an outdoor show in Southwest Detroit, which is, not supposed to technically be one of the best areas of Detroit, which it really isn't that bad. I mean, let's be honest. It's a neighborhood that protects itself. Let's be honest, right? And it's a lot of people from the neighborhood that are at this show, and Adam Wick turns it on, and if anything out of that match, that's one of the major things that I remember from that match is Adam Wick getting the entire crowd to fucking hate him.
Even the dog was barking at him.
But one of those, that was a great match, and TJ comes out on top again, and one of those guys like we talked about who after the COVID it was like a whole new guy, dude. It was like, what the fuck? Like, where did this guy come from? So,
Absolutely.
Any matches or a match?
I think for me, I'm
out of beer, damn it.
One that really stands out was Drag King, Dre, and Vendetta at XI. Man, dude, I've seen a lot of matches. I have seen death matches. I truly believe that one of them was going to be carried out. Just the way it was. I would have put money on the fact that somebody was going to get hurt. That they just hit so damn hard.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing match.
Now,
Josh,
I've got two moments that aren't matches, but they have to be mentioned.
Okay.
And then two matches for different reasons.
Okay, well, hit me up. Let's talk, brother. That's what what we're here for.
To be mentioned, you're adopted.
I was just thinking.
I'm still waiting that to come out on iTunes.
Ooh, I'm telling you, we need to hear that.
Right. The second moment is actually two separate moments, but it's because we were doing so many outside shows this year. Me and Danny both sinking into the earth.
Oh my God, dude! You guys were literally this far off the ground.
Slow motion, right to the ground.
Danny, but also besides Danny sinking into the ground, Danny broke a chair.
Yep.
Yes, that's the one. It just started slowly going in. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting on the ground like, you know what? I'm staying here.
Now, little background on those. Little background for the people that don't know about You're Adopted. This was a song that Daddy's Money sang to a child in the crowd at Pro Wrestling All-Stars, another show. I believe it was the same show that the Adam Wick TJ Meyer took place at the Knights of Columbus in, Southwest Detroit. Yeah. Never seen that before in my life. That's a new thing.
She screamed, "Fuck you."
It's Southwest Detroit. What do you expect?
Like, this little girl goes, "Fuck you!" And we're all just sitting there like, the first time she properly used a swear word. But
her mom and dad didn't even move. They were like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, hey, those are the things that happen. Now, you said you had some matches you wanted to talk about too.
2 matches. One, it's less for me and more watching a new wrestling fan. I got to take the most right woman in Michigan's nephew to a Pro Wrestling All Stars of Detroit show.
Yes,
it was Mitch versus TJ Meyer, and he's at that age where nothing really grabs his attention too much. So a lot of the show, he was on his phone, he's playing around, he's looking around, and that man,
squirrel,
he paid attention to the entire time from the second they came out until the match was done. He paid attention. He got a piece of the door. He wanted to autograph it. That match created a wrestling fan, and it was interesting as an older wrestling fan to watch a new one be born.
Absolutely. You know what? It's one of those moments where when, we ask each other, hey, when did you become a wrestling fan? That young man is going to say, when I saw Dread King and Mitch.
And then the second, personally for me, Tommy Vendetta versus Dread King Logan with a flaming leather strap.
I didn't get to see that
Tommy
match.
Vendetta dual wielding straps.
Yeah.
Fucking guys are ridiculous.
At first, me and Josh looked at each other and were like, oh, that's wrong. Because they brought out like these big, thick belts. And we were like, oh, that's not cool. And then when he lit it on fire, we're like, oh, that's just sick.
Like when you watch the videos, like the America's Most Funniest Video type shit, and the dude get kicks in the nuts, and you're like, ooh, like that. That's like I'm like that when I see these matches where these dudes are doing shit like ooh, why are you doing this? Oh, you fucker, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it just brought back memories for me and Joshua when we got whooped as kids.
Right.
Right.
We were like, no.
If someone takes a belt and does this, and your ass doesn't clench a little.
Right. Now, I did want to say something here. Like, okay, so all bullshit aside, and if I say I had to pick things, right? Let's say I was the man on this on the committee, and I had to choose things, right?
All right.
And if I was in, this is all bullshit aside, and I love everybody most everybody in the indie wrestling scene. There are some assholes, but most everybody, and those of you that know. But I will say that I would say that the breakout wrestler or the wrestler of the year, man, it has to be Tommy Vendetta.
Okay, there's a lot of people in contention for that, but I wouldn't be able to argue with you if you said Tommy Vendetta. If
he wins, I won't be
mad. Like I said, and I'm speaking from the heart. I love everybody, but this year has been Tommy Vendetta's fucking year. It really has, And even if, you know, if he doesn't win or what have you, in my book, this guy has had one hell of a 2020. And even with the pandemic, he's had some big fucking matches, man. And if this guy isn't fucking signed by 2022, something's fucking wrong with indie wrestling, dude, because this guy is fucking the package.
Here's what we saw from Tommy, all right? Really quick summary of the Tommy Vendetta 2020. He threatens to jump off his own roof. He decides if he's gonna die, he's gonna die famous. And just starts calling people out. Don't care who you are, don't care who you went against, don't care what you've done in the past. You ain't done it to Tommy Vendetta, and he went and did it.
Mm-hmm. You know, and like I said, I see TJ Myers says angry face in the chat. Like, I love everybody, and there's, like, I even said it earlier. I said it earlier that TJ Meyer had a breakout year. You know, I said all
He's
those
right
things.
there.
Right, you know, I said that, but when you look back at 2020, and there's a lot of guys that have had a great 2020, but when I go, hey, this guy's here. Let's, you know, that's the guy. And I look at him and I go, dude, that guy, I love talking shit to Tommy Vendetta when he wrestles. I love watching Tommy Vendetta wrestle. When I see Tommy Vendetta's going to be somewhere, I want to watch that fucking match. You know, he's got it. No bullshit. Oh, yeah. Why the motherfucker ain't signed already, I don't know. But regardless, he's the man to look at.
I get what you're saying, because Tommy Vendetta is part of the reason that I went to Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling. I drove all the way up there for Tommy Vendetta. Everything they announced after that was cake. But I'm going to.
You like cake, though, right?
I like cake, but I'm saying I drove up there for Tommy Vendetta.
Okay.
The weird thing is, I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm going to say Dread King, because things that make the Dread King angry. The promo you were talking about, you know, if you're not in their face constantly, they're starting to forget about you. He was dropping promos for no freaking reason on anyone about anything. He evolved into a whole different person. I've said this a lot of times in private Zooms, when we're driving in the car. There is pre-COVID Dread King and there is post-COVID Dread King, and he's literally, because I mean, he did the interview with you and he did a bunch of different promos, literally spent the whole COVID eating steak and working out.
Well, you know, and not only that, but come on, let's be real about this, right? We opened this show up, we already broke that seal, so let's be honest. How many of us, after a few weeks of this lockdown, we're feeling it? You know, it was in our heads, especially those of us who have separate issues. We were in our own heads. You know, we were down, and he stood up and said, "Hey, what are you doing? Slay the day." And it caught. And there was a lot of us who, I'll go out there and say it. Me, I wouldn't let being locked down. I wouldn't let the depression take over, because and there was a new day every day, and my job was to slay it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, we have a saying in teaching karate and stuff, and you know, if you can reach out to just one person, if you can inspire just one person, you don't have to change the entire world, but that one person is going to make a ripple, right? And we go back to what I was talking about earlier with the ripples, but you know, that's Dread King's good at inspiring a lot of people to do great things.
He believes in you even when you don't believe in you.
True story.
Right. Now, you know, in here, I'm gonna say too, you know, about TJ. TJ showed us that you don't have to say one damn word in a promo to make you feel every emotion that he's thinking.
No, because he told the story. He told a story without using words, and you can do that.
Yes, you felt it. You know, you didn't just hear it; you felt it.
Mm-hmm.
When we started COVID, TJ had said he felt that people weren't paying attention. A lot of stuff that we got was, "Are you paying attention now?"
Yeah, we are.
Hey, Dre Jacobs in the house. Hello, sir. Nice to see you.
Dre?
Yeah. He says even more angry face. I don't know why he got even more angry. Man, he's even more angry now. What'd we do now?
Well, that's when we were.
That's Josh's fault.
Greg ass that he said that.
TJ, Josh did it.
Josh did it. Blame it on Josh.
Yeah. Hey, and this is the part of the job that sucks. Is having an opinion, right? When you have an opinion about something, people are going to disagree or not like what you say. But like I said, dude, I love everybody. I love everything that everybody's doing in the indies right now. But like I said, Dre Jacobs said it too. You know, it was Tommy Vendetta's year.
And Chuck Stein says Vendetta got lucky that TKW show in November got canceled. That's a fact. He hasn't done anything until he faces me.
Wanted that match. I mean, if you're talking about matches we're upset that we didn't get, there were two matches that were hard that I needed Tommy Vendetta and Chuck Stein, and I wanted friggin' Dread King and Shogun again.
Yes.
Now let's talk about that match for a second, right? Talk about holy fuck me, right? So, which house party was it? 3? I can't remember. Whatever. One of the house parties. It was Dread King Logan, and it was supposed to be versus Congo Kong for Kong's championship. And we're all sitting there, and that's what we're expecting. Dread King Logan comes out. Yeah, woo! Here comes Josh, right? This was a very emotional moment for all of us, right? Because we're good friends with both of these gentlemen. And then Shogun comes out. And it's like, what the fuck just happened? Right? 2 good friends of ours are getting ready to duke it out for the Proving Ground Championship. Who Shogun is the longest reigning Proving Ground champion in the history of the belt, and takes on my personal homeboy. So, I love Shogun. And there's another one of those moments where, like, it's hard, right? I love Shogun. I love that dude. Dude is one of my brothers, for real. I talk to him all the time. But the Dread King's my homeboy. And he took that title. And Josh was so upset.
He cried.
What'd you say, Josh?
I said I don't remember the rest of that show. After that, I just kept sitting there.
All your hopes and dreams were crushed.
Yes, Josh, I believe this. Cody, Dre Jacobs says 2021 needs this to happen. Dre Jacobs versus the Dread King versus the Shogun. Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, God. The fucking aftermath of that match, dude. Oh, I'm just seeing that right now. That's like fucking good porno right there. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
The Dread King Logan says, "Hey Josh, what do your tears taste like?" So I figured this is a good time to talk about the Living Room of Doom match.
But hey, that referee was not sanctioned.
Okay, I understand the fact you're a Lions fan, but you can't always blame it on the referee. Sometimes the other team's just better, and Colton Gun Winchester was the better wrestler.
Are you saying I'm a Lions fan?
Yeah.
I'm a whatever Tom Brady is on fan.
Me too.
I might be projecting a little bit because I'm a Lions fan, but the point stands.
How are you? Why? Why?
Best ass whoopings.
Why are you a Lions fan? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Have you
Lions
not?
fan, he don't like Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders sucks and Stafford's the devil. But see now people.
The comments by Josh Harper are of Josh Harper and Josh Harper only.
Totally Josh Harper, only Josh Harper. I hate Stafford. I don't like Barry Sanders.
I could give a fuck what you say about Stafford, but Barry Sanders?
Blasphemer.
What the fuck is
ball and sit the rest of my contract out? Sanders. Yes, I do not like him.
You shall die. That man. Anyways, moving on. Wrestling. This is a wrestling show.
You got Greg King in the comments making his own show that I want to watch the hell out of.
What does yours taste like? What are some matches you guys to see happen this year? TJ Meyer versus MM3. That's a good one. Sheepy versus Dread King. That's a good one. 4v4. Hollow versus War Inc. That's a good one, too. Jacobs versus Orion. Ooh.
Definitely.
Ooh.
One-on-one. That needs to happen.
You know, and listen, I still want to see the match that TJ asked for. Teacher versus student. TJ versus the War Boy.
Absolutely.
That's a match that when he said it, I do believe the first words out of my mouth was, "That's money."
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's always money, dude. It's like being a Sith. When you got you know what I'm saying? That it's written that the apprentice has to kill, you know, the man, right? And oh, dude. That's.
I think that if we can get 2020 open or 2021 opened up, I'm gonna call it now. It's January. I'm gonna call it 2021. If it opens up, will be the best year for Michigan independent wrestling that we have seen in a very, very, very long time.
Well, I can agree with that, but here's the thing. I don't want everything to become watered down. I don't want to see the same match 4 fucking times in the same organization.
Right.
You know what I mean? I love wrestling and I love seeing some guys wrestle, but you know what I'm saying? We need to see some stories, right? Let's see some legit storytelling. Not only in the ring, but in the promotion. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I want to see some legit story. Pull me in, dude. Pull me in with your storytelling. That's what I want. That's me personally. That's what I want to see in 2021.
Fighting about it on the way to the show.
Exactly. Like, fuck no, bull. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, we do usually, if we don't forget, because sometimes I get too stoned on the way down. We do Road Rage, and that's where we talk about the shit about, you know, matches that we know about, whatever, you know, have you. And if we get talking, dude, we have some great.
We've had some pretty good arguments about. Oh, you're full of crap. No way.
Kim.
For promotions that we've been to this year.
Oh, you hear this? Chem Valley is in the show. The Chem Valley show.
Hey.
Which is Chem Valley Wrestling out of Canada there. Over there in Sarnia.
Welcome.
Yeah, good dudes over there, by the way. Love those guys. Ely and Dread King versus Tommy and Aaron.
Oh, beautiful.
Dude, Ely would die.
You better stick and move.
Right, we seen Aaron Orion versus Electric Ely at BCWA, and Ely got the win. You know,
yeah. Ely would have to. Like I said, he'd have to stick and move. I'll quick him.
Yeah,
winner takes all. Ray Jacobs versus MM3.
takes the fuck, dude. I love 3. Listen, let's on a personal level, as Cody Fleming to Malcolm Monroe III. I love the guy. I love him. Right, he's a good dude.
Treated us well.
Very well. On a he's MM3 and I'm Cody fucking Fleming. Fuck that guy. Dre Jacobs, destroy him. Yeah. Oh, all right. Sorry. I do really, dude. 3 is
looking to swim over to Canada. I mean, it's not that far if you come to Port Huron.
No, you know what? And if you float in the right direction, they'll
Yeah.
even give you a bus ride back.
well.
We accidentally go over there all the time.
I don't accidentally anything in Canada, dude. They'll take my ass to the pokey.
Well, yeah.
I know. No, sir. The last time I was over there, this was pre, 9/11, and it was my second denial, and they were like, "You come back again, no questions asked. You're going to the pokey."
You're like, how many times we gotta tell you stay home?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
11, so I would have been in middle school.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with me.
It wasn't me. Only worked so many times. All right.
Here's my deal. Is I go over to Canada, they love me there. When I try and come home, that's where they always give me crap.
Yeah.
They don't want me coming back in the country. I'm like, what?
Oh, dude, I can go to Amsterdam. I can go to Amsterdam.
Can't
I
to Canada.
I can go to Paris. I can go to England, but I can't fucking go to Canada, right? Fucking Queen's on their money, but I can't fucking go there. Motherfuckers. Bastards.
All right. Red King wants to know. I'll ask the question. He said, loaded question. When you guys look at a card at a show, what are the guys that draw you to the show?
Ooh. So I'm sure this is going to be a different answer. I don't know about for you two, but for a lot of people. So the people that aren't the regular fans in the Michigan indie wrestling scene, when they see a guy like David Hart or, David Hart Smith, Davey Boy, whatever the fuck you want to call him, they're going to gravitate to that show. If they are an MLW fan, right? If they watched so many MLW, and I believe that at one time he was in TNA, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to draw them to the show. Or anytime you may see some name like Gangrel or who else that works the indie circuit right now, that are former WWE, former TNA, former Impact, or our Impact, or AEW, or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go
ahead, Cody.
Yeah, those big names sometimes will bring me to a show, but for instance, like XICW in general, I don't give a fuck who they put on the card. You just send me a message and tell me there's a show on this fucking day, and I will send you money. DBA knows this because I've done
times.
it.
One show, 3 times.
I will just willingly send you money and then realize that I owe you more. But it's okay because I've reserved my spot. Let's put it that way.
I did there, Dread King.
Yeah. So with that said, though, the game has changed right now. The game has really changed because we have it's a transition right now. And you go, well, what do you mean transition? Well, some of our regular names aren't going to be here, right? Because, for instance, Shogun. What's going on with Shogun? He's Impact Wrestling? Is he still going to be able to take other bookings, or what's going on there? I know other Impact guys do, but he's still kind of in an infant contract, So, but Shogun is one of the guys. If I see Shogun on a card, I usually want to see that show. The Dread King Logan, I've never been a deathmatch guy. I one or two I'm okay with, and I'm more like at a hardcore level. Does that make sense? But I really enjoy watching Chuck Stein.
Oh yeah.
I like
Chuck. Well, he's talking about we don't want to see Chuck Stein and Peter be beautiful. No, I don't want to see that friendship end. That's a beautiful thing.
Right. I enjoy watching MM3, Russell. I like. It's hard to say it's just one or two guys. You know what I'm saying? If it's a combination of.
I
it's more about, and I'll be honest with you, and I'm not going to say names because I'm not going to bury myself, but it's more about who I don't want to see than who I do want to see. Does that make sense to you?
Yep, absolutely.
Because there are certain people that I just don't fucking like. and I'm not going to say names, but there's just fucking people I don't like.
Well, and here's the thing too. I think it would be more of a loaded question more because of who we look forward to seeing before and after the matches sometimes. People who we consider that are our friends. They're not just guys who we go watch wrestle. Guys who we know, oh, hey, cool, it's gonna be so-and-so is gonna be on a show. I haven't got to see him in a while. Awesome. And we go because of that. I think a lot of times it's not necessarily who, it's who is versing who.
Right.
Right.
When I first started going to indie wrestling, the very first time I went because I wanted to get former WWE's autograph.
And then now you're a fucking instant fan.
100%. That's the reason I went. I even... Like at the time, I now know that it's wrong, but at the time, I thought the term yarder meant anyone that wasn't in WWE. Like if you're not on TV, you're a yarder. I know that's not the case now, but at the time, I'm like, I'm going to go watch a bunch of yarders wrestle. And
what an asshole.
I went in there to get that autograph.
And they call me the heel.
I wasn't even going to stay for the whole show. And then freaking Keith Sweat came out. And I would have followed that guy to the ends of the earth. I still want to make a trip down to Florida for the sole purpose of seeing him. And so it was, okay, I'll start doing that with watching him. And then it was, okay, well, I'm going to start following Alex Weir and then Shogun. And now I'm just like, well, I'm just going to go to the promotion because I know they're going to have good matches. Mm-hmm. I don't even look at the flyer half the time. I'm just going to go.
Yeah, let's be honest about it. Sometimes we'll talk about a show on Tuesday, and when we go on Friday or Saturday, we'll be like, what matches are going to be on here again?
What we doing Road Rage? Which match are you looking forward to? Let me pull up the phone real quick.
and you know what? And it's not because we're not fans or anything. It's just because, and Metro Pro's doing a show. Let's go. You know what I mean? Or XI's having a show, let's go. Or Pro Wrestling All-Stars, let's go. BCWA, let's go.
We know they're just going to be good shows. We know who most of the time are people who are regularly there. And that's kind of exciting too, is we know certain places we're going to see certain guys.
Yeah.
To answer TJ's question, there's one that I need to see in a very specific location. I want to see Madman Fulton versus Tommy Vendetta inside the Hot Rocks, because that's going to be an amazing match, but at the same time, it's going to be real funny for both of those giants to be fighting each other inside the Hot Rocks. That'd be an amazing and funny at the same time.
I can come up with a couple of them, but one of them I want to say Dre Jacobs versus the fuck is his goddamn name? Oh, I can't think of it off.
That one guy.
Yeah. Fuck. He was brain fart, dude.
Yes,
what?
Brain fart.
That's what it is. It's a brain fart. The dude, he was in fucking OVE.
Chris.
None of them. Ohio. Cody Hawk. Come on. I know you guys know. The draw. No.
Dude, I'm blanking. I don't know. Give me more.
The draw. How do you not know from the draw?
How do you not know from the draw?
Yeah.
Because
This ain't my guess.
I hate you guys, dude. You're supposed to be like my backup when my
Callahan?
That's it. Thank you, Jesus Christ.
That was
Tim Valley.
That was Tim Valley. That wasn't me.
All right, so Dre Jacobs versus Sammy Callahan. Wow, I can't believe I had that fucking brain fart, dude. But yeah, that would be a good one. I'd like to see that one for sure. And then I would like to see Trey Miguel versus Alex Weir. And then I would love to see Kevin Owens, right, versus Shogun.
Oh.
Yeah, right. And then I would like to see Seth Rollins versus Sean Tyler. I can keep going. Any more?
Yeah.
I would, what would be a really good one too would be like the Dread King versus that big fucker, the AJ's fucking guard.
Oh, yeah.
That dude.
Okay. I'd like that. That'd be good.
Josh,
So-
you got any?
Listen, I got one. I'd love to see Otis
Ooh.
versus Chuck Wagon.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be great.
Now, for promotions that we went to, though, we went BCWA, of course. Metro Pro Wrestling had amazing shows, including the show that was for Wyatt. That was a freaking amazing show.
Yes.
You guys go to
Ooh.
Rise in Action Wrestling without me. I know you guys love that. Love going there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, dude. Drake.
XRCW had an amazing summer, even with everything going on. Pro Wrestling All Stars had a show almost every week, and it was $5 freaking. I don't know how they did it. Thank you for doing that, because every show was freaking amazing.
Yes.
I mean, the fact that on multiple occasions we brought up what was a $5 show at the Knights of Columbus for Pro Wrestling All Stars.
Dude,
That says a lot.
Dre Jacobs said he would like to fight Walter. That would be fucking amazing, dude. Yeah. I've actually watched, I've seen Walter live, at Progress Wrestling when they came to Detroit when they did the doubleheader with Evolve. And I saw he was on both shows. And he, at that time, he was the Progress heavyweight champ, I believe. Because Riddle was the WWN or whatever the fuck Evolve champion. Dude, that dude is a fucking beast. And whoa. That would be an amazing match, for real. Thank you, KK.
You know what? See, now you found out the one that pissed me off for 2020.
What?
All right. Jeff the Ref, y'all know,
Uh-huh.
invited me personally as his guest to Evolve. I couldn't go. My little one got sick. Wife had to go to work. I couldn't go. So he says, you know what? We'll hook up later on in the year. There's going to be plenty of them. And then stupid COVID. So I get a chance to actually get in with one of their referees, go in, and COVID snatches it away from me.
Yep.
Evolve's
And I don't know,
cool
is
show.
Evolve even going to do any more shows?
Evolve's? No.
Yeah.
No, WWE bought Evolve, bro.
Yeah. You screwed me out of it. Thanks a lot, Vince.
So Danny couldn't go.
Yeah.
Dean goes, "Hey Josh, you want the ticket?" I went, "Yeah, I want the ticket." COVID.
I've been to a few Evolve shows. 2 of the Evolve shows I got to watch Cyrus, aka Mark Ross wrestle. So good stuff there.
There's another funny one about you talking about people who are, well, he's not so tall, but went to a show down at the Token Lounge, and it was the 5 were going down, so we went to go down to be with the 5, and Mark was on the card. And, you know, at this time, Mark was doing, him and Alex both doing a lot of flying, you know, a lot of top rope stuff, and I watched Mark get in the ring. And it's a high boy ring. And I'm not kidding. There was like this much room from most people's heads to the top. He looks up and he looks at the ropes. And you can watch him go through his whole head. And you knew exactly what he's saying. What the hell am I going to do now?
That's great.
And he wrestled, you know what, though? And he wrestled one of the greatest ground matches that I've watched him ever wrestle.
They're throwing a lot of good matches in there.
Yeah, you know what? Chem Valley is they're gonna make out like a bandit here. They should be writing them down. Because
Right.
man, you're getting some real matches in this.
Absolutely.
So,
I want to see Goldmane versus the Guru.
Goldmane, Guru, and Johnny Delicious.
There we go.
So I Googled something. Because earlier in the year, me and the most right woman in Michigan decided that we were going to take a trip down to Black Label Pro in Indianapolis. And Indianapolis, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. So that felt like a long drive to me. I was like, oh man, that was a long drive. It was 5 hours. But it's only 347 miles. And I was like, man, that's the farthest I've ever driven for wrestling. That was a good show too. But then it just clicked in my head. I drove 303 miles to get past these. Turn around, camp the same day. That drive, though, felt like it took forever.
I'm going to throw in a match here that I want to see. All right.
Okay. All right.
Warboy and TJ Meyer versus Roach.
Oh, damn.
I need more Roach.
We haven't seen Roach in...
Way more Roach in Michigan.
Are they still both wrestling, though?
Yes.
All right. I didn't know...
Every friggin' week.
I didn't know if it was both of them or just the one.
Yeah, they're both still wrestling, but I would love to see Dre and TJ versus Roach. That would be one hell of a match.
Yeah. We don't see Roach in Michigan much anymore.
No.
We need to.
Well, that's another thing. Do we see the return of Blue Water Championship Wrestling in 2021? Only
go to Future Great Wrestling.
Only time will tell, because I truthfully don't know.
Me neither. You know, but yes, Josh, 2021 places that we want to go. Future Great Wrestling.
Absolutely, dude. We will be going there. I want to wait until things open up a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
But
we're gonna have to stay down there overnight.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2020 sucked, but there was a lot of cool shit that happened. We got to see house party shows. We did finally get to see the end of Proving Ground.
We got to see the start of TKW.
You know, the winners. Yes, we did. Alex and Adam Wick. We had Dre Jacobson, TJ Meyer pegged for the win. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. What?
Ray Jacobs and Steve Anderson of Roach used to tag. Oh my.
That's awesome. But good stuff. And we really... What was I going to say? Shit, I lost my train of thought. Danny fucked me up. My phone's all fucked up now, too. It won't let me...
You know, Roach is still the Blue Water Tag Team Champions, aren't they?
I believe so. If that's still a thing. So 2021, we look forward to seeing some, hopefully shit comes back, right? Hopefully we're indoors and everything works out. I'm looking forward to getting back to it. We got the first show of the year, hopefully, cross our fingers, with Metro Pro Wrestling on the
23rd.
23rd. Thank you.
Yep.
Winner, chicken dinner. The 23rd, which we will see the Dread King Logan versus Austin or Mannix versus Alex Weir versus Electric Ely. And what happened to Jason Page there? Wasn't he supposed to be in this shit at one time? They must have changed it up, huh? But anyways, we're gonna see that. Gonna be a good time. Right, and then card subject to change, and then we're gonna see David Hart Smith, the son of Davey Boy Smith, also known as the British Bulldog. We also have a tentative date, or we do have a date for Total Chaos Wrestling, where they announced a deathmatch tournament where a new AIWF deathmatch champion will be crowned, I believe. That was announced on the AIWF Facebook page. Nice. I shared that out. What's that?
It was all over the TKW page, too.
Yeah, very good. And so we're looking forward to seeing things back. Hopefully we get a Proving Ground new season. Very, very, very,
oh, yes,
very,
don't
very.
Forget, Armageddon put out an open challenge.
Oh, open challenge.
For the tag team straps.
Woo. Which is open to anybody, including their teammates, their aficionados, that their boys gracefully chosen.
Didn't Josh say he was gonna jump in there and fight him by himself?
Yup.
Good luck, buddy. You can have fun with that. But good stuff. All we can do is cross our fingers and hope that shit comes, gets back to where it needs to be. Because motherfuckers, this sucks.
But the first step, hopefully, is like I said. She's, they're talking about still maybe opening up restaurants. So that'll be the first start back. And I just found out about this. As long as the indoors is outdoors kind of thing, it's okay. We went to a local restaurant here.
Yeah.
To dine in out.
Right.
So who knows?
Right. But hopefully we get back to it very, very soon, and we're looking forward to it. We will be here hopefully on Tuesday for MI Dub at 6:30, where we should be possibly talking about some things going down in indie wrestling, right, here in Michigan. And then we're looking to have one Steven Rivera on the show on Wednesday for a look at the review, or a look back at 2020 for Pro Wrestling All-Stars.
900 shows for Pro Wrestling All-Stars.
Like all 972 of them. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a good...
They were all good.
Right.
They all were good.
Going to be a good time for that as well. So don't forget, Tuesdays, MI Dub, 6:30, 7-ish on Wednesday for Steven Rivera. And then, as always, Sunday. Hey, look at we got a sniper in here. But we are going to be back for Rasslin Rage next week at 7 p.m. right here on the Rasslin Rage YouTube channel. We want to make sure that we give a big shout out to our sponsors. Shh, quiet, please. To our sponsors, BCWA, as well as Happy Harper Ice Cream. Please stop, okay? Happy Harper Ice Cream. And to Josh's sponsor, 24 Karat Line Productions. He's the only one. Not the best one. Well, I don't know about that. Anyways, that's up for debate. The only one sponsored by 24 Karat Line. Now, if you would like to follow us on social media, all the links are down there in the description. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the good stuff. Follow us, and also give our Podbean a follow, where you can listen to the audio content, which I was slacking on for a while, and I'm going to do my best to get back at it. And then anything else you guys want to add before we get out of here? Because this one is, it's time.
He's taking
Don't
over.
forget
Yeah.
to hit the
For all
subscribe
the wrestlers
button.
that are expanding where they're going across the country. I'm excited for you. Please don't forget about us because I can't lose all of you at once. It can't happen.
No. It'll be the new Trail of Tears.
It will.
Can you hear him?
No.
No. You
There's
can't-
only so much happiness that Happy Harper ice cream can bring.
No, that's unlimited.
Well,
No, man. I'm
have
talking
you-
about.
Until you get diabetes anyway.
well, I
Yeah, there you
mean,
go. Yeah, there it is.
hey man, y'all gotta try chocolate if you want to find real happiness, man.
I got to tell you a story about that later. Before
Okay.
but yeah.
All right, dude. All right, everybody. Well, thank you again.
Ah.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Rasslin Rage right here on R2YouTube.com. Of course, I hope you know that's the letter R, the number 2, YouTube.com. We'll see you again next week right here for Rasslin Rage and again on Tuesday. Adios, amigo.
Later on.
This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage.